This is Twtwtw and I'm Hereward the Woke. Even though it's Easter, I'm fighting back against the far-right libertarians and National Front, who are blaming us wokes for all the stupid things they do, like crucifying Jesus. Boo! The event of the week was Brooklyn Beckham's wedding. Apparently William and Kate turned it down, and Harry and Meghan were snubbed. Who the fuck is Brooklyn Beckham? Nobody really knows, do they? But his wedding got over 50 mentions on the Daily Mail website alone. That's the Daily Mail website alone. I think he's the son of an ex-footballer, David Beckham. Jesus Christ was the son of a carpenter, but only 12 people turned up to his, and the Deadly Nail never mentioned it. I read somewhere that he's a trainee cook, so that's why Gordon Ramsay turned up, to repair the cake in case it fell apart. For all you film buffs, there's a new boring film on the horizon, Operation Mincemeat, which is the startling story of deception that fooled Hitler and helped win the war, apparently. It involved dressing the body of an homeless man as a pilot, carrying false news of an attack on Greece. It's nice to know that Britain once cared enough about the homeless to buy them a suit and give them a good send-off. I bet all the far-right libertarian establishment were guffawing at the thought of an homeless person actually being of some bloody use. Which brings us to Jeremy Clarkson. We can't keep him out on the news, can we? He was grumbling this week on about ageing and dying as he admitted his fears of outstaying his welcome, poor dear. I know, Jeremy. Dress your body as a pilot, carrying false news of a British attack on Ukraine, and dump yourself in the Black fucking Sea. And what about Operation Red Meat? Why not take Boris with you? Dress him up as a giant burger and jump in with him. In balmy Boris Britain, you hear everything, don't you? We learned this week that bells can be muted in a mark of respect when the Queen dies. The best way to mute bloody bells is not to ring them. They're getting ready for old Liz to pop her clogs, aren't they? Prince Charles is practising doing a Christmas message to the masses by doing an Easter message. And Prince Andrew is escorting the Queen around in case he gets missed out of the will. What shall I leave the paedophile? Oh yes, he can have Westminster. So it comes as no surprise that Prince Charles sent letters to paedophile Jimmy Savile when he was alive for advice about royal family image. Jimmy wasn't a good choice, Charlie boy. He's the only person in the UK with a worse reputation than the royal family. What were you trying to do with your image? Make it 10 times worse by letting Prince Andrew loose on young ladies? This week we were told an EastEnders spoiler by the BBC, as Harvey risked everything by giving Nazi Aaron a burner phone, whatever that is. Why are EastEnders actors pretending to be Nazis? They are all bloody Nazis, aren't they? Another item in the news was a Waitrose sushi maker, aged 27, who claimed bosses threw away his fingertips after they were severed in a pepper slicing machine, and told him to order a taxi to hospital. They threw away his fingertips, and he was only just hanging on to his job by using them, wasn't he? Still, sushi's funny stuff. You won't be able to tell if a couple of fingers turn up in the nigiri. They're probably very tasty. We were let down this week as an investigation into Matt Hancock's snog collapsed due to lack of evidence. Just like Matt Hancock's girlfriend, Gina Calder-D'Angelo, collapsed when he wouldn't take his tongue out of her bloody throat. What do you mean lack of evidence? The whole nation's seen the bloody pictures. We'll all testify if you like. What evidence do you want? Saliva and DNA? Ugh. Boris the Liar Johnson could be hit with at least 3 more Partygate fines, totalling thousands of pounds. Number 10 insiders feared a revolt grows over the affair, and the First Minister quit government because of it. Boris is an idiot, isn't he? but he likes to get stuck in and hands-on. He was one of the first people to catch it, wasn't he? And stands a good chance of being the person with most COVID fines in the world for ignoring his own rules. Never mind getting Brexit done, he spent 2 years getting himself done with COVID. Here's two phrases you wouldn't think you'd find together, would you? Jeremy Clarkson's beekeepers. Yes, Jeremy Clarkson's beekeepers raised funds this week to send 4x4s to Ukraine. The first vehicle has been bought using the fundraising effort backed by the TV host and will soon be heading towards the war-torn country next week. Jeremy Clarkson's 4x4s, eh? That's fairly stereotypic, isn't it? But he is a big far-right libertarian stereotype. They couldn't have sent bicycles or electric vehicles, could they? I suppose for every 10 they send, Jeremy gets a free one in a colour of his choice. Black. Strange people. What sort of honey do these beekeepers sell? Diesel-flavoured honey? Or honey with added pesticides? There's a new Loch Ness Monster theory. It suggests Nessie could actually be a whale's penis. You wouldn't make that one up, would you? So, we've had 100 years of conspiracy theory about Nessie, and it was some whale flashing its todger all along. I suppose if you stand around the banks of Loch Ness long enough, some whale's bound to get its dick out at some point, isn't it? Also in the news, we heard about a couple taken to court because they overwatered plants to flood a neighbour's alley and stuck clowns on her fence. The bastards! But imagine if you lived next door to Priti Patel. The alley would be running with blood, and there would be the head of illegal immigrants nailed to the bloody fence instead. Guardian in Easter mode wrote, "Name the 8 oligarchs given golden visas." Is this a mythology quiz? Were the oligarchs all from Mount Olympus? And instead of golden apples, were given golden visas by Zeus? I don't bloody know, Guardian. You're the newspaper. Try answering some of the bloody questions for a change. Who the fuck's ruining this bloody country? This has been Hereward the Woke, cheering you up for Easter. Don't bother to turn the TV on, it's been taken over by far-right libertarians who want to turn you all into Russian soldiers.